What if I told you the United States just lost control of $6.1 trillion in global trade? And it happened without a single shot fired. This isn't a movie, this is real. And it just happened. On this day, China launched a silent strike against the global financial order. Not with tanks, not with missiles, but with a single directive that's now echoing through every major economy in the world. China ordered its banks to ditch the US dollar. Overnight, oil, steel, semiconductors, all priced in yuan instead of dollars. That's a $6.1 trillion earthquake in the global economy. But China didn't flinch. It didn't retaliate with words, it retaliated with dominance. The People's Bank of China quietly raised the yuan's role in global trade, from 25% to 40% in just one stroke. That's not just a policy change, that's a revolution. Banks that don't play along, cut off from capital markets. This is Beijing saying, play by our rules or don't play at all. And while Wall Street tried to keep calm, Goldman Sachs rang the alarm. Every 1% rise in the yuan's value now boosts Chinese stocks by 3%. That's power, that's leverage. Meanwhile, the Global Finance Forum turned into a battlefield of words. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent accused China of destabilizing trade. China, it doubled down. It told the world, we will not shrink, we will build on our terms in our currency. This is Made in China 3.0. AI, robotics, chips, and everything is being priced in yuan, not dollars. Imagine you walk into a store in South Africa or Brazil, and the Chinese product you're buying is not priced in dollars, but in yuan. That's happening, right now. BRICS countries are flipping the switch, ditching the dollar, and settling in local or Chinese currencies. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, BRICS trade with China surged to 1.49 trillion yuan. That's nearly $30 billion in trade done outside the dollar. But Trump's tariff war backfired. Instead of crippling China, it pushed the world into Beijing's arms. Chinese exports didn't just survive, they exploded. Exports to Brazil, up 25.7%, imports, up 30.1%. A new record. Russia, Southeast Asia, Africa, all now buying Chinese machinery, energy, tech, and every invoice priced in yuan. China didn't need to conquer, it simply built a better system, and offered the world a way out of Washington's grip. Today, over 60 countries use China's cross-border interbank payment system, CIPS, bypassing SWIFT, dodging sanctions, and eroding Wall Street's reach. In March 2025 alone, transaction volume jumped 27% year over year. And it's not just paper money. China's digital yuan has expanded to 14 new trade zones, faster settlements, less oversight, no US fingerprints. This isn't just clever, it's revolutionary. So here's the question that no one in Washington wants to answer. What happens to Wall Street when the world no longer needs dollars? Goldman Sachs warns, just a 10% shift to yuan could slash foreign demand for US treasuries by $210 billion annually. That's not a cut, that's a bleed. And it's already started. Asian institutions have dumped 12% of US government debt in the first quarter of 2025. Central banks in Indonesia, Iran, South Africa, all loading up on yuan. So if this was just phase one, what's next? Leaked memos suggest Beijing is preparing to tie its digital yuan directly to trade pricing, locking in global partners and bypassing currency exchanges entirely. That means once a country opts in, it can't opt out. The system owns them, Beijing owns them, and the dollar, well, it becomes a regional currency, still strong, but no longer supreme. The global financial order is changing, quietly, quickly, permanently. This isn't just a challenge to US dominance, it's a blueprint for a new world economy, one where China writes the rules. So the next time someone tells you America is untouchable, ask them if they've seen the wane lately. If you want to stay ahead of this global economic shift, subscribe and turn on that bell, because the next move in this financial war could hit your wallet next.